So we Zoom, Facebook Live, and have a conference call. We're trying to figure out other platforms, whether we're going to go with Instagram videos or any of that. We're just trying to reach the masses.
You're having church virtually right now during this coronavirus pandemic, and you were one of the first churches, if not the first church in our local area to go online as soon as things started to get out of control, before anything was announced as far as preventative measures in terms of gatherings. You said we're going online. And of course, in this time, you've also been awarded a grant from Dare to Imagine Church to help New Mount Zion continue in your efforts to be technologically savvy. So tell me about that spirit of innovation and how it has been used during this time of online church.
So we had no spirit of innovation. We didn't have a camera in our church. We didn't have any screens. We were, honestly, I felt like, God, what is happening? We didn't have any of those things. Like some people already recording their service. We weren't. We had nothing. So the first time we went live, it was me and my husband. He, I think, took my cell phone. We went live with what we had. And then Kimberly Luxford saw the Dare to Imagine grant and applied for us. And we were given money to purchase equipment or to use for anything in technology. So I got a small team together. I called them my inner committee. And I brought in my inner circle and said, okay, this is what we got. What can we buy with it? And so we bought a camera. And we decided as a team, it's no need for me to journey all the way to church, set up this camera, go live from the church, and then drive back home and make other people come in. And so I decided that with my husband's support, we could do this live from home. And I had a deacon bring the camera to my house. We worked on it on a Saturday night, learned how to use it, set it up, did all the sound testing. And then I said, we got to be inclusive. So we figured out this camera, if we use a different program, it translates and it gives captioning at the bottom of the screen. So if someone is hearing challenged, they can visually see. And if they can't see, they can hear me. And then for those who don't have technology, what are we going to do? So we did a free conference call line. So every single time we have service, with the exception of the youth Bible study, they're Zoom only. That we have a lot of control when we're Zoom only. We can decide who stays in, and with children, I'm very protective. But other than that, every time we do prayer, every time we have service, every Bible study, they can reach us on 3 different platforms. You can either watch us on Facebook Live, on my page or the church page, and we have a worship group page, or you can call in our conference line. And we have people who call in on every single service. Some of our older members don't know how to use computers or don't want to use a computer. And so they're using that conference call line. And it was free, right? So no church can say, we can't do this. It's not in our budget. The conference call line is free. And for the camera, we did our research to figure out we don't need all this big equipment. The camera is literally smaller than my water bottle. I should have brought it. It actually is about this tall. And it sits on a tripod on my dining room table. We're not that fancy. And I go live from there, but it can broadcast straight to Zoom. But I Zoom in anyway, because I want to see faces. I like to see them even if I can't hear them. So we Zoom, Facebook Live, and have a conference call. We're trying to figure out other platforms, whether we're going to go with Instagram videos or any of that. We're just trying to reach the masses. We have people who tune in every single week from other states, every single week. I'm praying for people on prayer calls I have never met before. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. It should not be isolated just to Roxborough. And I think this has forced us to think bigger, which ironically, our theme for the year is 2020, having a better vision for God. So we had t-shirts made. We all wear our t-shirts. Before the t-shirts could come back, we had to close. And for me, I closed when other people didn't think I should. Doing the work that I do have some inside knowledge that the public did not have yet. And I called a couple of friends, one, a church member, Kiara Ely, who's a doctor, and I asked her some questions, and she knew some information about the virus. I called one of our nurses, Ms. Eva, and talked to her about what her thoughts were. And then I talked to a company called EnviroSafe that does national level worldwide planning. The president of EnviroSafe sits on my board. And so I knew that he had inside information about the virus. And I said, so what is your church doing? He says, well, I think they're probably going to close sometime soon. And I said, well, if they're about to close and they're way bigger than us, we better close. You know, I have 90-some-year-old members. You don't play with people's lives. You take it serious. And I'm glad we did. We thought early on financially it would harm us. We are right where we're supposed to be. There's some days we do more than we've ever done. And then there's some days that, you know, maybe they didn't like what I said. I don't know, but I still think we're able to thrive even in the midst of a pandemic because people still need hope. And they need a place that they find security and that they can rely on, that I'm gonna get a word. I'm gonna get something out of this today.